Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm here for the third challenge this month. This is to go alongside the release of my new kit Denim Dream. I will have the link down below if you want to go and check that kit out. But each week I'm releasing a few freebies and a different challenge. Those of you that are posting in the Facebook group, make sure that you're using the hashtag nonstop papercrafts denim dream, and then at the end of the month those that do post will be entered into a prize drawing to win a free kit. Now if you post and you are using just the freebies, and it doesn't matter what you post, it could be something to do with the challenges, it could be a completely different project, I don't mind, but so long as you use that hashtag, and if you only use the freebies for each post that you make, you get one entry. If you post using the freebies and or the paid kit, then you get 2 entries per post. Again, just making sure that you're using that hashtag, because that's how I kind of track and find each of your projects. And again, at the end of the month, I will do a prize drawing for those that have been participating and using the papers. So as I said, each week I'm giving away some freebies. This is week 3, so I'll show you the freebies first. Now you can find these in my Facebook group, Nonstop Papercrafts, or via my Ko-fi shop if you do not use Facebook. I have a link tree down below. All of my links are there, so that's where you can find those places. So this time we have some background pages, so you can use these in a journal or for the challenge project that I'm going to share with you in a moment. So we've got this lovely collage page with different layers of denims, of vintage fabrics, of laces, and then some flowers and frames and tickets and things in there as well. We've got another background page which is just denim but then has an overlay of this kind of floral pattern over the top. So I like this because it's nice and subtle, and it's pale enough that if you use a dark enough pen, so like a black biro or fine liner pen, you can still write over this if you are somebody that loves to journal. And we've got another kind of collage page which I've used for my project, which I'll show you in just a moment. So those freebies you can find in my Facebook group or on my Ko-fi page. Right, let's have a look at this week's challenge then. So I have kind of gone through and I've cut out all of the fussy cut bits either from the freebies and the kit. So I've got all of the pieces here. This was the first week challenge, was to make these little mini books. So I've got these ready to go as well. And then that page that I've just shown you, the collage page, I've actually used for the cover of my journal. And I have laminated this, so it might look a little bit shiny on the screen. So I have laminated this because I'm thinking this can go into a handbag. It will then be nice and sturdy. It's obviously waterproof. But I've just used that page, and then I've used the more subtle page as my kind of inside, and I've folded over the edge, and I've now got a pocket here at the back. But I'm doing my journal in the mini size. With the paid kits, you get both full size and mini in the same bundle. So I'm doing the mini one. Now I've only gathered the pages. I still have more that I need to put in here and more to decorate. I'm just kind of getting bits together. But I just wanted to show you how I've used that collage page from the freebies this week. So that's created my cover. And then obviously I've got the inside cover there, and I've just laminated it, rounded the corners, and I've created an elastic binding. I do have another hole here. I'm going to create an elastic closure, but I want to create a band that kind of goes around this front part because it just stops the elastic kind of indenting this end here and damaging the cover. So I've still got to make that, but that needs to be laminated. So I thought if I use my laminator in a moment, then at least I can do that at the same time. So that's as far as I've got. I've also got the week 2 challenge in here as well. So that was making these pockets. So again, I've done the mini version, and actually in my tutorial last week, I used a paper clip. This one I have magnetized. So this has a magnet and it works brilliantly. So if you were somebody that was wondering how the magnet one works, it works brilliantly and it clips nicely, and it's nice and secure on the page as well. It is quite difficult to kind of move around. So it's got a good strong hold. So that's the challenges so far. So this week it is to make some decorative tags. Now you can make tags in lots of different ways. You might perhaps have some ready-made tags like this that you want to decorate. You might have some scraps of scrapbook paper or crafting paper that you kind of cut to size and make a tag shape. I've actually been using the Freebies, and these are purely decorative because, again, when I was playing around with my laminator, I have laminated these, so obviously you can't write on them. But I was just playing around and having some fun, really. So we've got this one here that has one of the dresses. And I can't remember if this dress is a freebie or from the kit. I believe it's from the kit. And then on the other side, I've just done some stenciling just so it wasn't plain when you turned it over. And then I've just got some lace at the top. But I just thought it looks nice having it almost looking like it's floating a little bit inside that window. Then I took advantage, so this was the window that I cut out. I then made that into a little tag, and I've just punched a little heart down at the bottom. But again, just a decorative tag. Then we have this bit. I think this bit was a little bit of a scrap that I had left over. So again, I've done something similar. I've just put the heart down at the bottom and then some ribbon at the top. For this one, I've actually got some lace inside that I've laminated inside as well. I've cut the hole out to have the butterfly, and again, I've inked the back just to kind of give it some decoration when you turn it over. And then again, using the hole that I punched out, I've just created this one that has genuine on the back. So you can't write on those, but it was just something different. Like I said, I had my laminator out to do the cover, and I thought, well, let's make some decorative tags. So that's one way that you can make them. But like I say, you can make tags in lots of different ways. I think I'm going to have a play around with these today. So I've got some blue sort of scrapbooky paper. It's, I would say, a lightweight card. It's not really paper. And then I've got these two kind of ready-made tags that I'm going to decorate as well. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, so I don't want any tags really that are bigger than this because I have only got a mini journal. And somewhere in here, I've got my pockets as well. So I don't want any tags that are going to be too big for my pockets. So I'm just going to check actually that this would fit in there. So yeah, so you can see that this tag is actually a really good size for my larger pockets, but I do have some smaller pockets as well, which that one would obviously be too big for, but these smaller ones would fit in. So long as I don't make my tag any larger than this one, I should be fine. So I think I might use this one as a bit of a template. I'm just going to draw some lines. Whoops. Okay, so that's kind of the size of my tag. So I think I'm going to make that one, and then I've got those two that I'll use as a base as well. So I'm just going to quickly trim this one down. As you can see, this is just a scrap I've cut out. I think, oh yeah, that's mermaid. I was doing a mermaid for a birthday card. So I always keep all of my scraps because, well, this is obviously quite a big piece of paper, so it seemed a bit silly to kind of throw it away when there was so much left. And it doesn't matter if I'm not cutting exactly where the lines are, it's obviously just a rough guide. I just want that tag shape. Right, so this again I'll put away in my scrap tray. These smaller pieces, however, can be thrown away. So I've got this tag, and then I've got these as well. As I said, you can play around and laminate. I'm not going to this time because I've laminated. I actually want some tags I can write on. So I'm just going to pull out some different bits. Obviously these are my pockets, so I don't want to use those. But I've got my little figures. I could possibly use those somewhere. I've got a frame. However, I think that might be slightly too big, so I can't use that. I've got some trousers. Got some more butterflies and a hat. I've got these pieces as well, which I can obviously trim down. Let's have a look. Right, we've got some labels, so let's bring those to the side. I think they're their own pockets, and then these are all just tags. Yeah, okay, so like I said, I don't think I can use the frame because I think that's just too wide. Unless I just use part of the frame, possibly. Okay, we'll keep hold of that. Let's move these out of the way because we don't need these just yet. Right, so what have we got? Torn, lace, natural, urban, denim, jeans. Got a bird, a hat, some kind of portrait bits, a couple of butterflies, clothing, which I can't pick up, and people and a frame. Right, so I think I'll have, so obviously this is a teeny tiny one, so I'm not going to get a great deal on here, so possibly maybe a butterfly. Fits almost perfectly actually. Right, I'm going to bring in this collage sheet because obviously I do actually have a frame there, so I might cut that one out actually. Okay, so that's that frame all cut out. Now, I've got lots of things going on my desk. I am going to ink that one up. And I am going slightly grungier with this particular project. So I'm going to use my ground espresso just because it's a little bit darker. Just going to go around the edges. Now this is only just copier paper, so it is quite flimsy. It's just 80 GSM, which is standard copier paper here in the UK. Whoops. But obviously it's getting stuck onto here, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anything sturdier than that. Right, okay, so that's that inked up. So yeah, I think I'm going to use that frame, and I think I want to use one of these. So do I use, don't know if to use the gentleman. Or do I want to use her, or do I use her on another one? Yeah, I might use her on another one, so I'll use him on the blue. I might have him something like that. I will obviously chop his legs off so he won't be like dangling out the bottom like that. I think I'm going to have him like that. I've got his hat. It's probably a bit big for him, but it might suit her. Yeah, I might use some of the frame in there somehow. Yeah, okay, right. What have we got? So I think we're going to go with that. I think I want to stencil the back a little bit though, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And this is the stencil that I used last time, and I used a couple of different inks. So I've got Salty Ocean Distress ink, but I've also got Memento Nautical Blue. So this is a darker blue than this one. So I used this one for kind of like the spots in the background, and then for the kind of jagged writing, which is this bit, I then use the darker blue. So I'm going to copy the same kind of technique. So I'm just using a small brush. Although, do I want to use this? I quite like that actually. So I might use that just to gently brush over. Obviously you're not going to see a lot of this background because the frame's in the way. Okay, so we've got that. And then with the darker blue, and I am using the same brush, I don't mix and match. Too much fuss if I've got to keep changing things over. I just go over it just to make this bit noticeably darker. Okay, so we've got kind of two effects going on. I think I'm going to have some of the numbers on this side. Something like that. Right. Now let's see if we bring him in. Yes, that just gives a bit more something in the background. I like that. So let's go ahead and start sorting bits out then. So I'm just going to give him a little bit of an ink. Obviously I don't need to worry about his legs too much because I'm going to chop those off. So I slide him back in. Okay, so if he's going there, just going to put a blob of glue behind his head. And behind his arm, just so that he is attached to the frame. It just makes it easier then when I'm sticking it down. Excellent. I'm then going to chop his legs off where that frame is. Bye legs. And then now I can stick down everything. Well, we've finally got some sunshine here in the UK. The last few days have actually been very pleasant. Although you get lots of people complaining, oh, it's now too hot. I never complain that it's too hot. I would much rather be nice and warm than cold. So I'm definitely not complaining. But yeah, it has been really lovely. A bit more cloudier today. But so long as it's not raining, that's my biggest bugbear, is that it's June. I want to be able to take my daughter to the park, especially now school has now finished. Yay, it's the summer holidays. So I want to be able to take her out and do stuff with her, not just be cooped up indoors all the time. Right, okay, we've got some labels as well. So what can we have? Urban. Do I want that up there? Because it kind of then covers up where I've got that little piece. Yeah, I might have it up the top there. I'm just going to ink this again a bit more. That's a bit better. I did print double-sided with these pieces because I knew that some of them might just be journaling card pieces. Excellent, so that's that one. Okay, and then there's space on the back to do some writing, because like I said, these ones you can't write on, so it was nice to do something with some writing. So that's one. Might still add something down to the bottom of that one, I'm not sure yet. Right, these, because they're obviously like that plain brown anyway, might add some book page as well. Okay, so I've got some old book page. Obviously I've got the rest of this to kind of use as well. So now this tears so easy because it's such a thin page. This is, like I say, such an old book. Yep, something like that. Okay, and then maybe some for up here. Right, so I'll save that bit because I can use that in a moment, and I'm just going to trim off bits I haven't used. Because again, we can use those in other places. Especially this end, I really love these, where it's all kind of torn. They can be used in different projects as well. So I am going to keep the back plain because again, these can be used for writing since I couldn't do that with those ones. But like I said, I was just experimenting and have a play around. Right, I do love these scissors. So I think I want some scissors on this one. So I'm just going to tear along and up. I'm not going to fit both scissors on, so I'm just going to do one of the pairs, and who knows, I can use the other ones for something else. No, okay, so I think I'm just going to kind of make the shape of that circle with my nail. And then where it's indented is where I'm going to cut. Okay, then I know that that is going to fit about there. Okay, so everything else I'm going to stick down. Although, do I want maybe some more book page down here? Oh, that's a very odd shape. Maybe do it the other way then. something like that. Okay, then we can get this back on, and that's going to go down there like that. I might just add some ink to this one. Okay, so now we've got the scissors. I'm just again trimming off the little bits. And I quite liked her, didn't I? But she's going to end up covering up my scissors. So maybe I use something else. So I think we're just going to snip up there. Again, give it a bit of an ink. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that bit on there. Okay, so we've got that one with a bit of a collage going on. Got some cheesecloth, because we all know I love some cheesecloth. I think I'm going to add that to the bottom. Oops. Okay, so that's another one. Again, writing space on the back. We'll find some ribbon in a moment. Right, the last one then. Now I could Again, just use the top of her. Or I could find a different place for her later on. I have got some trousers. Maybe we'll put some jeans on there because I have got jean or denim. So let's do that. Again, we are going to lose some legs, but that's not a problem. Getting rid of any white edges. Okay, so they're going to get stuck on there. So I only want to glue roughly to where the knees are. Again, we'll chop those off. Right, and what have we got? Denim. We can have denim on there, can't we? So yeah, this week's challenge is just to make some decorative tags, either using, like I said, the paid kits or the freebies. I don't mind which. But it's just some fun ways to have a little bit of a play around and an experiment. So use what you have. So I have used tags that I already had in my stash. Also used scrapbook paper, which you can do. This one I literally just used the freebie paper and just folded it over on itself. So yeah, so you get that obviously double-sided effect because you can't write on it, so it seemed a bit silly printing on the back. I do have actually a hat, don't I? Do I want that hat on there? Yeah, I might do actually. I quite like it. So I'm going to put the hat on there as well. Okay, so I've got, again, still bits that I can have a play around with, but then I can use those to obviously decorate my journal as well. But I've got these 3 tags. And I've played around with each of them, so some of them I've done a bit of collaging and layering. I've used some different textures in this one. We could do with some laces actually, couldn't we? And I still think this is missing something along the bottom here. What can we have? Let's see what we've got in here. So I have got some dark blue. Also got some like greyish colour. Oh, this is a lovely dark lace actually. Let's keep that out for a minute. So this is my kind of scraps where I've got little pieces of either lace or ribbons. Then I just come to this and just grab from it when I need to. I think that will do for now. Right, so let's have a look at what we can add. Like I said, something's just missing down here. I don't know. Is it lace that's missing? I'm thinking possibly some eyelets are missing. Maybe that's what we do. So I'm going to add a tinsy bit of glue just to hold it in place. Lost my pin. Okay, while that's drying, I'm just going to leave that alone for a second. I do love this. I think we're going to keep this out because I'm definitely going to use it in my journal. I do like this. Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop playing with that. I'm going to leave that out. Right, so that's going to have that in it, and then I might use what's left to go on the top. That's obviously got a tag already, and I think this blue would look best on here. So I'm just going to tie that one. Okay, then we've got that. Then I might add some dangles and things off of it a bit later, once I know how thick my journal's getting. So there's a tag. That one's already done because it already came with a string. Right, so this one I need to punch a hole. Okay, maybe not quite so bozy. Let's try and... That's a bit better. Right, okay, so I said I wanted some eyelets down here. Right, so I've got 3 eyelets. So I'm going to punch 3 holes. Make sure I'm doing it the right way up. Okay, so 1. 2. And then 1 in the middle. 3. I'm just going to snip off any of those extra bits. Right, and then excellent. That's a bit better. It just felt like it was missing something, but I'd like that. That's better. Right, let's get rid of that lid. So those are my different decorated tags. So we've got this one here with the gentleman on, and then I've got these down at the bottom. You've still got space for writing on the back. We've got, oops, this little one, which I've just collaged again, some writing space on the back, and then it's got its own string at the top. This one's been collaged, and then, as I said off camera before we began, I had to play around with my laminator and just punching out shapes. So that's an option as well if you want some decorative ones that don't necessarily need to be written on, just something as a decorative piece. These are also great for bookmarks because you can just slide them in a book and then just have obviously this bit poking out the top, and then you can kind of easily see where it is that you are in your journal or your book. So those are my decorative tags. As I said, you can find all of the freebies either on my Facebook group. They are in the albums section. That's where all of my freebies are. And there is one especially labelled Denim Dream for these particular challenges this month. If you do not have access to Facebook, or you're finding it difficult to download because Facebook always seems to have some kind of problems going on, some kind of glitch. So if you can't access them in Facebook, then they are also on my Ko-fi page. I really hope that you enjoy this challenge. Remember, when you are posting, that you're using the hashtag nonstoppapercrafts Denim Dream, and then your name will be entered into a draw at the end of the month. Even if you don't make anything that's to do with the challenge, but you still use the freebies in a project in a different way, still use that hashtag, still put the post up, because you still get entered. Well, that's everything from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.